Welcome back. I'm Ted Thomas, and in this episode, I'm going to answer the question, can I hold real estate in an IRA? Now, you don't know me very well, but I've been around this business for about 30 years. I started as an investor. The last 25 years, I've been just investing. Before that, I just did tax liens, but now I invest in tax defaulted property. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about that, and I'm going to give you some insider tips and show you how to make money, not only with your IRA, a traditional or a Roth IRA, I'll show you that, but when we get to the end of this video, I'll show you how to avoid the big mistakes, especially if you're a newcomer, at a tax defaulted auction. All right, so let's get into that, but I'll be right back. Can I hold real estate in an IRA? Well, the answer is definitely yes. Now, there's just a ton of hype out there, and I've told you I've been doing this for decades, and the hype out there is a lot more than it's really needed. So over the 30 years of working in the trenches, I've witnessed a lot of people ending up with a lot of money, and they didn't have to work too hard. So let's make that you. So let's make that you by you thinking about having your own traditional IRA or have a Roth IRA. Now, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a broker, and I'm not an insurance guy trying to sell you an IRA. All right, the only kind of IRA that you want is a self-directed IRA. Now, don't let an insurance company or a bank tell you you have a self-directed IRA. You just have something that the insurance company can sell you more, or the bank. They will not allow you to do real estate. So the question that I'm answering today is, can you hold real estate in an IRA? Now, whenever you go to a tax auction, they will ask you, how do you want to title the property? If you had an IRA, a traditional, well, you might recall a traditional IRA allows you to take tax deductions to put money in the IRA. Why wouldn't you want to take tax deductions and put it in there? Well, you can do that up until you're 70 years old. Or if you had a Roth IRA, the beauty of that is the money that's in the IRA, if you invest it and it grows, so let's say you bought a piece of real estate for 20 cents on the dollar, and then you kept it 5 years and sold it for 100 cents on the dollar, all of that gain in a Roth IRA is not taxable, ever. It's never taxable, because when you bought the Roth IRA, you pay your tax going in. All right, let's kind of talk about this. I'm not an IRA expert, and you need to talk to one. Why do you need to talk to one? Because you could take tax deductions on a traditional IRA and start buying real estate and hold the real estate and make money on the real estate. And you could buy a Roth, and if you did that, you pay taxes going in and never have to pay taxes again. Now, this whole business has changed a lot. Okay, this is a much easier business in 2021 when I'm recording this video. Much easier than it was before. Before, we had to drive to the county. We had to beg them for a list. We had to find out if they had tax liens or tax deeds. You don't have to do any of that today. Today, you can sit right where you're watching me. You're watching me more than likely on your home computer. Now, if you're doing that, all of this business can be done from your home computer. So that means you can do all your research with the county. You can do everything. Now, keep in mind, I'm not selling IRAs, okay? Whether it's traditional or Roth, I don't sell either one of them. But I've watched people over 30 years, people end up with millions of dollars much quicker than any other way because they didn't have to pay taxes. Now, if you don't have to pay taxes on your profits, which is what happens on a Roth IRA, you're really going to be off and running. Now, can I give you that kind of advice? No, because I'm not a CPA, okay? I'm not a broker. I'm not an attorney. I'm just an average guy that learned a lot about tax lien certificates, and I've been in the trenches, so I ended up as street smart. So I watch a lot of people. So what am I saying to you? Yes, you can hold property in an IRA, traditional or a Roth. All right, now lots of people want to do this, but they don't want to take the time to learn. This is a simple process. All you have to do is title the property correctly when you buy it. The county doesn't care what name you put on it. What title you put on, they don't care. So you want to put it in either a Roth IRA or you want to put it in a traditional IRA. Now keep in mind, I'm a layman person. I'm just a layman. I'm just a guy that does this. I'm not a guy that's out there selling any of those things. So you need to think about how you're going to learn that. So find some experts and talk to more than one. Not at a banker, not an insurance company. Am I negative on the banks? No. Am I negative on insurance? No. The point is, you don't want their IRA because that's all you can put in there. All right, the auctioneer or the county official is always going to ask you, they're always going to ask you, how do you want to title this? So you need to be thinking about getting that right away. Now, I'm going to run out of time on this session, but before I do, I'm going to do 2 questions. Okay, the question is, can you have multiple IRAs? I don't know, but I know of 2 that you could have, and one would be a traditional and the other would be a Roth, but I don't know if there's multiples up past that. Okay, so auctions online. Now, auctions online, you have to be careful, so let me give you a couple of tips there. Okay, the major tip is this. People online want to win. They don't have any idea what they're doing, but they want to win. So you're going to see prices go 10, 20% higher online than you'll see in a room. Some person, they'll get up, throw their Levi's on in their check shirt, and head down there with their checkbook to an auction. They've done some thinking about it. They know what they want, and they're going to get a good price, or they're not going to buy. All right, people get online, they think it's some kind of game they're playing. Well, it's not, because when the county takes the money out of your account, it's gone. You're not getting it back. So if you're going to buy online, you better be darn careful. Now, do I have clients doing well online? I can name off 10 clients that do $100,000 a year and more. I've got people that have made $100,000 a year every year for the last 5 years online. But let me tell you, they take their time, they follow the process that we teach them. I have coaches that teach you how to do that. I have courses that teach you how to do that, but I'm not going to talk about those now, because I am going to talk about a couple of things that I know that you're going to be interested in. 2 things, big mistakes that take place at auction. Big mistake number 1, people buy properties that they haven't looked at. Now, I can't figure that out, but I can't tell you how many people I've stood next to at an auction, and they beat me at the auction. They raised their hand. They spent more money than I did. The auctioneer said, number 77, and that's their number. And then the couple will look at each other and say, let's go look at what we bought. And I know they bought a property that isn't worth 10 cents, and they just spent big money. You know, it's just crazy, but people do it. Don't buy a property you haven't seen. It might have burned down. All right, there's another strategy that you want to make sure that you don't do. All right, now here's what it is. You're going to be excited. I know you're excited. I know you're determined. You want to be successful. So you're going to start bidding on properties that you don't know what they're going to sell for. If you bid on a property that you don't know what it's going to sell for, you can easily bid too much. Okay, don't bid without an exit strategy, because if you do, you don't know if you overbid or you underbid. So don't bid unless you've already planned the exit strategy. All right, so I'm going to run out of time right now. So I'd love to have you be part of my community if you'd like it. And I'm going to offer you something that's a gift. And the gift is this. It's a strategy that will get you started and get you started quickly. And what is it? It's a fast start course. And what does it do? It teaches you about tax liens and tax deeds. It's absolutely free. And when you take the time to register below me right now, you'll get that absolutely free. So I'll look forward to seeing you there.